money, make money, then you take money, take money, take money. What up, though?
Hey, baby, how you doing this morning?
Real easy, like Sunday morning. Good morning, San Diego. How y'all doing out there?
Except it's Wednesday. Midweek. Man, so we're doing this thing, huh?
Hump day. Getting over the hump.
We're on here on this thing.
Yeah. It's Wednesday?
It is Wednesday, midweek. And I hear that Hexo is back streaming every day.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm happy that he's back at it. That's what we need. That's what the community needs in a bear market. It needs for people to be talking about crypto every day, educating on what's going on.
And it's when it is the bear market, there's like not much to talk about, a lot of more of the same. So that's how I can get kind of redundant. But I think it has the switch is kind of flipped, the sentiments where people are now kind of paying attention more. So yeah, you're starting to see the faces pop back out. Don't forget who led you astray in the past. But yeah.
Yeah, so we got an interesting topic on leading astray. I know we talk about Hex the most, but I don't consider myself a maxi in that I only, pay attention to one coin. I pay attention to lots of coins. And so that's kind of what we like what is on our watch list and how do we watch? How do we go about selecting projects and all that good stuff?
Yeah, I am a bit maxi because it's a kind of a sense of you stick with the winning team and you kind of ride the fastest horse. So not to say, I kind of, you don't want to ignore any coin. You don't want to automatically put anybody out. I think any new coin has a chance for, potential to perform. So as long as, like you said, it's a good project with a good utility and use case, then, it's worth a look. It's been a couple projects this bear market that have really filled some gaps. And so, yeah, the space is growing. People are not, it's not so much of the cash grab anymore. It's people actually trying to build good stuff. So
Yeah. So I got my top 5 lists together, and basically I use Deck Screener, and I'll do a screen share of my Deck Screener if you want me to go first.
Okay, yeah. Oh, you're doing so literally top 5. Your top 5 crypto.
Yeah, right now, like I mean, and it's a spectrum. It's a fluid list, right? Like today's top 5 might not be the top 5 6 months from now, right?
Okay.
But if I'm looking at today, mid-January 15th, entering the market or putting some new fiat into the system, where is that fiat going?
Okay.
Yeah, this is kind of my top 5. This is how I diversify my funds.
All right. I like it. Let's get it.
All right. So, that's not the one that I wanted. I'm looking for the one where we go to the bottom. Oh, but then I guess you can't see the chart so well. No, I can put it on some
Close
spot.
enough.
Yeah. So I use Deck Screener because it has this awesome watch list feature. You can pretty much search for any token, for example, Ethereum, and then just by putting the little star on it, it will add it to your watch list. And so I already have it on there, so that's why you saw the star lit up. These are kind of all the coins that I pay attention to. Any coin that I have got for free for being a Hexican, any coin that I hear a whole lot of buzz about when I'm on Twitter, especially from sources or individuals that I respect in the space. I myself may not be, a huge bag holder of the coin, but if I have people that, that I catch their feeds often and they talk about certain coins, then I'll kind of watch them. So that's why you'll see some of the different ones down at the bottom that I might not necessarily have, bag holdings, but I still kind of pay attention to them. So for my top five, of course, Hex number one. That is my biggest portfolio holding. That's the one that, whenever I see buy opportunities, I try to hop into that.
Yeah.
That's mean dips at all prices. Like I've bought 6 cent Hex, I've bought 3 cent Hex, like I've bought Hex, at all different prices, but I'm always kind of watching the chart to kind of see, I'd prefer to buy on a red candle than on than on a green candle, you
Right.
know. So I don't typically, fall for like not trying to miss the pump. Like I don't chase pumps, so I don't like buy on a green candle just because it's green and I think it's gonna go higher. I kind of just, wait for what I think are good buy opportunities. So Hex is definitely number one. Then I've kind of got, really bullish on Ethereum again. And that's where we were before Hex. Before Hex, that was the only cryptocurrency that, I was even thinking about investing in. Whenever I would do things in Bitcoin, just because of, the different play sites or whatever that you could play with Bitcoin, whenever it would come back and I did, want some Ethereum, want some crypto, I would likely swap it for Ethereum and just kind of hold that one. Um, so Ethereum, being that like Zen is kind of making it deflationary, there's a lot of different protocols and different things being built on Ethereum that give it more value. Um, when gas prices do go up, I don't want to be stuck paying more than everybody else.
Yep.
so I'm trying to stack up a little bit of Ethereum now, just to, you know, play for the
You're gonna
future.
need it. If you are playing a Zen game, it's definitely beneficial to get that ETH now. If you have Hex, you always need a nice bag of Ethereum. So Ethereum is important, That's no doubt
Yeah,
about that.
it's like being on Post Chain and only wanting to hold Hex. No, you want to have Hex and you want to have Post Chain, you know. So I feel the same thing about Hex on Ethereum. I want to have Hex and I want to have Ethereum. Um, Batting third for me is Hedron. And the reason that is because I print Hedron every day. If I have a lot of Hex being staked, then you are printing Hedron, and I love what's happening with Hedron as far as Alex is concerned, the founder, with constantly building and growing, on it. I love the app. I love staking Hedron to get ICOSA. I've done a few auction buys where, simple calculations will tell you if you're getting a good deal just based on what the price of Hex is right now. Like, can you buy that much Hex and get that many T shares for the amount of Hedron? So I've literally just saw HSI auction that I wanted, went and bought Hedron, and then immediately bid it to get that Hex and won it.
Yeah.
So you should always kind of be paying attention to those HSI auctions if you are in Hex and you pay attention to your Hedron bag. And then final two, More and Texan Token. And it was hard to kind of decide because, I could have just as easily put ICASA in there. Maxi hasn't done me wrong, has always had a premium over Hex. I like BNB Pod, I like Post Doge, I like all those other coins. But the reason why I end up ultimately choosing More and Texan is because of how new they are, both, and the people that are behind them. I typically like to support who I like to support. Like if I see that somebody represents what I represent, or they're just innovating in the space, right? I love the fact that Trevon does these physical NFTs, and that his coin is like a community coin, right? It's trendy. It's got a cool meme. It is a meme coin with a little bit of substance behind it, right? But then Texan token has, rags to riches, crypto heartbeat behind it. They're consistent. Crypto heartbeat streams all the time, right? You can tell, you can see his dedication to the crypto space and to crypto education. And then I like the innovation of partnering with a nonprofit and bringing in new eyes, new membership, and it's a staking protocol. Just like, what I look for coins that produce more. Right, like that's what made me fall in love with Hex, right? Is that it gives me more
Yeah.
Hex. Well, okay, Texan is giving me more Texan, and it being this early, this many zeros, I'm optimistic. It could be the next penny um, token in the next bull run.
All right. Not a bad list. I don't hate it. You know,
So,
I just look at things a little differently. That's why I was glad that it's both of us. You and I both sides, equally, because like you said, you come in this from an aspect of for one, women just are more resourceful. Like you're coming into this as, I don't want to. You're trying to get the best deal. So what's really performing, and um, so your evaluation of the crypto is a little different as far as, and it's not, it's awesome because you don't lose in this space. Like I don't know if you give yourself enough credit, but you really know, as far as the market and market sentiment, you're a really good judge of good projects. So yeah, the Texan token, just a real utility of the endowment aspect. It's going to bring in a lot of people who aren't already into crypto. So they're going to be holding their investment. I feel like they're only investing for the long term. So I feel like that's a good hold. Um, More. I love the fact that he burns so much more. Like that's crazy when it comes to when the bull market comes back and people are looking on deck screeners and you're looking at market cap, and then you see the supply. Like that's just going to make a lot of people want to get a piece of that supply. So more is definitely in my top 5. If not, I'll just go over my watch list. I got more at number 1 on my watch list. Like I
do you
feel like
want to share or?
yeah, let's do it.
All right, no.
I just feel like it has a founder who is really visible in this space. Um Positive or negative. Trevon has a lot of negative connotation as well with his name from, Big Connect, and now going against Richard Hart, there's going to be a whole lot of people who are just really not a big fan of his. So he's going to get a lot of negative kickback from a lot of people. Um, but it's like being at the cool table, like the cool kid goes to the principal's office. So he's going to be there though, like in every, I think, most cycle after cycle. So I think that coin is going to be around, and anybody getting that under $1 is going to be really happy, I think. So that's number 1. Um, I love Hex, but honestly, I hate to be what do you call that, hopium? But I think Pulse is just like my only coin I really care about. I just feel like it's when it launches, it's gonna have so many people who didn't get in on the initial supply, and so there's gonna be a battle for a position in that coin. So overall, that's my number 1. If you're talking about top 5, I'll just say my top 5 most important. Because I mean, as far as putting capital in them,
I'm going the top 5 as of today.
right,
And as of today, there is no pulse in my bag.
right. So that's what I'm saying. Like going into, I haven't really gotten into my top 5 yet
Yeah.
because,
It's just
I'm
most
just saying as I give you my top 5, it's not based on what I would accumulate. This is my top 5 on how important they are and how much I pay attention to them. Because I
okay.
feel like they all kind of have they're gonna make the same moves, but some are just more important than others. So, um, yeah, Ethereum is probably number 1 because, like you said, it is getting more deflationary, that burn, and people are forgetting about this gas fees, like the blessing that the bear market brings with those low gwei. And when you get back to the bull market and ETH, as the not only are you going to be spending more GUI, you're going to be spending the cost of that GUI is going to be going up. So exponential, price rise. It's not going to be the same people using ETH when it comes back. It's going to be exponentially more people using it. So yeah, Ethereum, get it now. I think Hex is my next one because it's definitely going back to at least 20 cent. I feel like I think we cheated a little bit with that liquidity pool. I feel like 10 cent was should have been the real high. That was supposed to be the ceiling, which wouldn't have been a bad ceiling, but to go all the way to 56 cents, and yeah, not a guarantee. I could see a situation where we pump to 20 cents and then and stay there for a while. I also see the scenario where we pump to $2. It's a crapshoot. You never know, but definitely 2 cent is a bargain on Hex, 2 point anything. If we go lower, you definitely want to get a Hex bag now before the next cycle starts. I think Hex is kind of my replacement for Bitcoin. Bitcoin used to be my leader as far as leading the market. But now I think Hex is just kind of replaced Bitcoin. It has like a 12 or 13 day cycle, like a head start over what Bitcoin does. So if you look now, I think we got Bitcoin is falling a little bit, but I think Hex is taking a dip too. But I think Hex just makes the move a little bit before Bitcoin does. So yeah, ETH, Hex. I see the Zen on there. I think BNB for me would be number 3. I think that's the poor man's ETH. I think like getting your hands on a ton of BNB right now would be a good idea. I wouldn't play around with that ecosystem because you could lose all your BNB. But Zen on BNB is going to be big as far as people that can't compete on ETH are going to go over to BNB. So yeah, I think that poor man's ETH there. If you can get some BNB for the cheap, might be a good deal. Number 3.
So you
hey,
went.
man.
You
What's
went,
up?
You went more Hex.
Oh, well, I didn't really include more in my top 5. I just on my watch list, it's number 1.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, if you want to put more number 1, Hex number 2, then so that's number 4 would be my BNB number 4.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I just go through it. So we have more 1, Hex 2. No, ETH 2. And then Hex was 3.
And then BNB.
And then BNB 4.
Okay.
And the last one would be I love Hedron, man. But I'm loving this Zen, man.
So we got to talk about Zen. That's got to be the next conversation.
Yeah, I'll do it like this because I'll throw Hedron at number 5 because Zen it's its own beast in itself. So I guess we can talk about that one.
Yeah, so you're gonna keep Hedron for 5. Any particular lows that you have for Hedron that you want to share?
Yeah, what you mentioned, the fact that you can use it to buy HSI stakes, it has utility. It's a money printer. Anything that produces yield is a money printer to me. So no matter how valuable what it prints, it has some value. So as long as you say you're getting a ton of it for free, but if you can, like you said, get some at these prices, we've seen the potential of Hedron. It's had a correction. It was a parabolic run, kind of that buy the rumor, sell the news with ICOSA. But aside from the HSI stakes, you have the ICOSA staking mechanism. So Hedron is just, I think it's got a layer of protection now. Just like Hedron is kind of a layer of protection for Hex. Now Hedron has a little protection from ICOSA. So yeah, it belongs in the top 5 for me.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring up a couple of these questions in the chat. This one we'll get into a little bit later because we do want to go straight into Zen. But he's asking, is liquid loans at all on your radar?
Liquid loans. I'll be perfectly honest. I'm not really versed in code and what's good or not. So when it came to the liquid loan sacrifice, I was already hesitant. I was kind of out of dry powder anyway from the post and the post-X sacrifices. So I didn't pay attention to a lot of the new sacrifices. I didn't participate in Mentor either. I just not that I don't believe in the projects or don't think they'll do great. I just kind of a wait and see kind of aspect. I love the code. I love what is it KDP? When she was kind of opened my eyes to say, wait a minute, there's something here, and yeah, I like the tokenomics of it.
Yeah. So I know KDP is working with Power City, and Power City is building something. Um, I know they're building a lot. Power City is working on a lot of things, but I know that they're doing some things with cross bridges, right, to make post chain like interoperable with multiple chains. But then they're also building something that is supposed to make liquid loans, I believe, easier to access, and somehow building on the liquid loans protocol. So I know KDP has a lot of information about both what Power City is building and how liquid loans operates. If you don't know who she is, she does some streams on the Power City channel, but really active on Twitter, and she goes by KDP. So
Yeah, I had did a couple deep dives. There's been a few people who were showing like the you spend liquid loans and the tokens. It's it's a lot. It's a lot. But
yeah.
it's been so long since I did it. But yeah, it's like you said, to have is it a stable coin? I think is that what it is? You have your
I don't know. I just know it's a lending protocol.
yeah,
But yeah, let's not get into what we don't know.
right.
What we do know is Zen, right? And last night, or yesterday evening or whatnot, KSB had an interview. The team members, ABIT and KSB Lion, had an interview with Jack Levin. And the reason why they wanted to do this, and I'm just speaking from my opinion, being it's not their words directly. But the reason why I think that they wanted to do this was just to be open minded. They themselves prejudged Zen and what it was, and what its purpose was. And so they wanted to themselves, after 100 days of it being, working and active, and the community around it growing and hearing more and more about it, and to see more building happening, right? When you see a project that is not only backed by the community buying or participating in how the coin is minted, but you also see different devs and different groups starting to build under the coin and to make that project even more successful. And so they wanted to just go straight to the source and ask legitimate questions about how this works and what the roadmap looks like. And I thought the stream was really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. You gotta, because you could see that it was clean. You see that Patrick, I'm sorry, the KSB Lion, didn't have any ill will towards the project. He really wanted to get real information, and he had some great questions. So I'm glad those guys, him and Abit, had that stream.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen that, that's in the channel. Just look for the Zen interview with founder Jack Levin. But yeah, Zen is, like you said, it's proof of participation, right? If you like airdrops, then I don't see how you can not like Zen, right? The reason why you'll accept your airdrop is because it didn't cost you anything, right? Like it's just coins that were given to you, and then you go out and sell them, flip them into the coin that you really want or whatever. The difference is that you pay a gas fee, right? And so you have to decide if that gas fee is worth your mint, right? Back when it first launched, you could do a 1 day mint or a week mint or whatever, and it was profitable. It's been profitable.
I
Um,
mean, it's Zen to me. It only makes sense if you look at it as a true crypto. You have to look, to me, long term as far as where is crypto going. So for one, the first thing about it is the fact that it has this aspect that it's so easy to access. You don't have to pay for it. You get it for free. You're going to spend that transaction fee anyway. So do you want to participate in crypto? If that's a decision, a yes or a no, then if this one you want to participate in, the longer you wait, the more you can get. So kind of that delayed gratification aspect that made Hex so successful in, all I have to pay is time. You're basically just trading time for crypto, you know. So that's the first aspect of it. And then when you think about the project roadmap was kind of an 8-year roadmap to where you're printing and minting thousands, millions of Zen today, to where years down the line is going to be less than, Jack loves this line, the 10 fingers like your 10 like your fingers, you know. So just that is bullish enough to me to participate, to say, okay, if I can be on the front end of this, why nobody else is ever going to get this cost and Gwei to mint, no one ever else is going to get this chance to get these rewards. If you keep a long-term mind frame and not a dollar value mind frame, I think Zen is a great project.
Mm-hmm. So for, let's say that you got in the Zen early, right? You from launch, you were like, okay, this is just about participation. If I pay my gas fees, then I get some Zen, right? But you didn't have a clear strategy. I remember me thinking, okay, I want to do this, I want to participate, but I don't have a clear strategy as to, you know, do I just go max length? Do I do halftime? You know, whatever. And so the more that we started learning about it, eventually I was like, yeah, there's no point in going anything less than max, like, you know,
Right.
at a certain point. But at the very beginning, you know, we really just didn't know what to do. And so now, if you made like kind of like a ladder, right? You kind of went into it with this hex mentality that I want to have some in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, or whatever, and you still have all this Zen coming to you now. But it's not, you're not ready to sell it. It's not as valuable as you want it to be. It may be more than your gas. But what are you doing with it now?
All right. Is that a question?
Yeah.
Definitely holding now. There are people who are buying now. I mean, someone is protecting its price. You know, it has been kind of trying to find this floor. So if you have the mints, you know, the potential upside is worth more than the sale you could get now, to me. Um, they have all these projects that are going to use Zen as supply sinks. So that's just going to give it value. If you want to participate in those other projects, you're going to have the Zen to do it. You don't have to go buy it. So yeah, definitely don't sell it if you're minting right now. Um, I wouldn't buy. If you want some Zen mint for the long term, is the only thing that makes sense to me. Um, but yeah, no, I wouldn't sell. I When I did my mints, you know, I initially had 3 strategies basically, um, that I was going to try to use. One was, I was thinking, since it had 100-day on the max, I was going to mint for the first 100 days. You know, I said, okay, I'll just mint every day for the first 100 days, and then, you know, for the longest max term, and then I'll stop minting after 100 days. That's just my thinking. You know, I thought there was some game mechanics behind that. Um, but then after thinking, you're gonna have to, you know, after seeing the, you know, you had the multiple batch mints and then the competition for everyone, I was thinking, you know, what is that one wallet a day for 100 days gonna do for me? You
Mm-hmm.
know, so then I had another idea. Well, maybe I just do all the wallets that I plan on minting for the 100th day. And then it became kind of a front run kind of strategy. And then again, you know, if you're trying to mint for 100 days, that's going to get really expensive. You know, so that's when my mind frame would, you know, I'm going to have to decide how much am I willing to invest in this project. So then I had that amount and I said, okay, well, maybe I'll do all of my mints for that day, you know. And then I thought again, to front run that, picking the day a little before, kind of front run. So I had 2 dates. I kind of was front running the 100-day mint, and then kind of front running the at the initial, it was like I think 400 days was the max mint. So kind of front running the max mint on each end, you know, the short end and the long end. Um, but as far as, you know, I just wanted to say I was in the game. You know, I didn't really want to game the system. I just thought, I have this amount of capital I'm willing to invest. So how can I maximize, you know, how I can use it, you know? So basically just minute a bunch for the long term and just see what happens when that comes up.
Yeah. Have you started looking at the new NFT projects and whatnot? Because I know that was something Jack was talking about yesterday. Is that like buying the NFTs now almost gives you like the same capability as like CoinTool, like a batch mint server, where you can just buy one NFT and that represent, however many mints.
Yeah, Trevon had he had a stream called "Why I'm Not Selling My Zen," I think, where he kind of broke it down and he got some really good information about that whole ecosystem. I'm intrigued. I just I don't want to play crypto that hard. This is kind of and it is fun though. If you really if you're in that space and you want to be really active, I feel like you are gaining value by participating in doing it that way. If you're really uh,
Yeah.
in the ecosystem.
So like a new onboard, right? Like somebody new to crypto, are you showing them Zen?
I think it's a little advanced for someone brand new. I would tell if you have someone who's willing to like maybe use the batchment, I think it makes sense to do the batchment for the long term, kind of like a just wait and um
Yeah, or possibly the NFT, the Zen NFT.
yeah, or even as NFTs. Like I said, me myself not even understanding and having to it would be hard for me to bring it on board and say get into this, um I kind of like the set it and forget it kind of aspect of crypto for like the DeFi for newcomers to where they can just put some capital here, come back later, and it'll probably be more.
Hmm. Yeah. In the chat, Crypto T is saying that Phoenix coming up, this will burn more Zen.
A
Yeah, I
whole
don't
blockchain.
I don't know a lot about Phoenix, but I do know that tons of protocols are being built to support the Zen community. So
Well, and that's what and when you talk about the Zen NFTs, they're supply sinks. They're taking the Zen. Everyone's big thing hang up on Zen is that you can print it forever. The inflation,
yeah.
so now they're finding something to do with it. Put it into these NFTs.
Mm.
Or like you said, where you can have a blockchain that runs off of Zen. Now, or I think you have to exchange the Zen for the Phoenix token. So that's another supply sink to say, um, getting the Zen off the seller's block.
Hmm. Well, Zen. I think I like Zen on Polygon, Zen on BNB, and Zen on Ethereum. I know Zen is on many, many, many chains, but those are pretty much the only three chains that I've kind of paid attention to.
Which one of you do you feel like will have the longest like ETH is kind of I feel like ETH is getting too expensive. We've already kind of seen it now where the mints have slowed down because it's just too expensive to mint. It doesn't make sense. So
Mm-hmm.
which one will survive if you think is one that people will start focusing on? I know
You
you've
know,
kind of been using all
I
three.
I don't know the math, and that's something that maybe, if I get deeper into Zen to kind of look and see how much the bonus percents that changes,
The AMP and the ranks.
as the time has been going by. But from the very beginning, and hold on one second because I see that I'm losing power. Help me out real quick. Why? Plug my computer back in.
Yeah. So on all chains, there's a rank that goes up as more people mint. Um, it's a lot higher on the other chains because it's just the cost to mint is a lot cheaper with the other. You use Matic on Polygon, and you use BNB on BNB chain. So I think the Polygon chain on Matic is just skyrocketed and going crazy. And yeah, I don't know what that rank is right now. I think
Yeah,
that's had like more like millions of.
my bad. I was losing power. But anyways, no, when Zen first launched, right? I did not have a lot of Ethereum. Like I said, Ethereum is one of my top coins, so I wasn't convinced that I wanted to give my Ethereum to this new project. I don't really know what this is. You know, I hate to say it like this, but I kind of look like crypto, like gotta catch them all, like Pokemons. Like I just want a little bit. I'm not saying that this is what everybody should do, but I feel like it's one of those things where you got to have skin in the game. For me to pay attention to something, I have to have a little skin in the game. Like I'm never going to pay attention to this coin or this chart or this community if I don't have a little skin in the game. So even if it's just $20, you know. And so I had just from other little things, I had some BNB on a wallet, and I had some Polygon on a wallet. And so I started doing, you know, multiple wallets, creating wallets with those two chains. And then when CoinTool was kind of introduced, and I got to see enough people try it out, you know, and do like 1 day mint so that they could see it, you know, come out and move the coins out. Then I was like, okay, you know, I'll try this out. So then I started doing some batch mints through CoinTool, but still just on BNB and Polygon. And it's, you know, because it's affordable, but likely you're going to have to wait a lot longer to see any type of movement in the chart to where it's extremely profitable for you.
Yeah, it's cheaper for everybody. They're all competing.
Yeah. So, you know, I don't really know. I don't really know how the project is going to work out, but I'm optimistic about crypto in general. And anybody that is building trustless, like that, to me, if it goes by the principles of crypto that we believe in, then we should pay attention to it if it, you know, provides either some type of utility or has a different narrative than what you've already heard before. Because a different narrative is going to speak to different people.
Yes, I mean, I don't know. To me, it's you got Jack is someone who there's a need for this in the market. Like that's why Hex was so successful. You know, people need um, decentralized crypto, and this is like they use fair crypto, but it's like it can't get more fair than that. If you want it, go mint it. And not only do they have all these NFTs, but the staking is coded. Like people haven't used the staking yet because it's just easier to mint a new wallet than to try to stake it and get rewards. But it just has some things designed around it to where it's it ain't horrible. But like you said, to not to me, I like it more for the fact that what it can do for onboarding and getting new people, to use wallets, to operate on chain, and it's getting a ton of attention. So I'm here for mass adoption.
Yeah, absolutely. So what else going on in the crypto space world?
Oh, in the crypto space? Oh man. No, nothing. Number go up. We're having a little well, I don't know. Stalling out today. So we'll see if this is just a little brief. I took my charts down. I wasn't even looking at them, but all the coins coming down back to the moving average. We was way above the moving average. So now we're just coming back down to them. And you're not sharing.
That's what I need to look at. I did see a post that was really interesting. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring up mine. Hexo's post just reminded me of it, but I want to say it was Walrus that originally. Let me see. I don't know how to spell. Maybe he has like 2 L's. It's weird on Twitter. Oh, yep, there he is. Some interesting information about the DOJ. Have you heard anything about this?
Department of Justice?
About a big announcement that they were making in relation to cryptocurrency.
I didn't hear anything. What's this one?
It looks like he's in Twitter Spaces because of it. I want to see the post. See if I can find. Yes, right here. Department of Justice to announce an international cryptocurrency enforcement action. Yes, enforcement. Those are the type of words that we don't like.
Right.
The Deputy Attorney General will lead a press conference to announce a major international cryptocurrency enforcement action. The U.S. Department of Treasury will also announce an action in this space TV coverage will be provided by the network. Yeah. So what?
You talking about Willis?
12 o'clock Eastern. So that is 9. So that would have happened. That would have happened already. So I'm gonna
Buy the
have
room
to
and sell the news. Oh, they're making everybody dump. That's why we've been dumping.
probably. So I'm gonna have to get into a little bit of research to see what happened there.
Yeah, interesting.
Okay, let's see what's going on. They're saying about coming for everyone trying to use crypto badly, saying you can't hide, they will find you wherever you are. Okay, is that what it was? Thank you, DJ Bomber.
I thought Boogeyman's is out.
We will find you. We know this, people. Anytime you go subpoena in Twitter for people's information, we know that you will find us. So they want cheaper Bitcoin. Probably. Absolutely. That's what they do. They set up stories so that, it scares people out and then they accumulate more.
Yeah, that's why you always hear it. China bans crypto every 4 years.
Oh. Yeah. So I know. We got a request. We got some interesting things coming up. We're gonna probably bring some of these team members, or not our team members, but their team on the show pretty soon. Is it PNG Games?
ENJ.
PN. Come on, I got to get it right. I sound horrible.
ENJ.
G. PG Arcade. They're doing some interesting things in the gaming space. Right now, they're on Telegram. There's Telegram games that you can play, post games. Obviously, it's PG, it's post games.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool because they're using like our images, right, to play regular games like Candy Crush, but they're using the Post logo and the Hex logo and all these different type of crypto logos. But the key thing is that they're taking gaming decentralized to the blockchain, and you eventually, right now with these test games, you play for points, and then you can win like weekly pools of money or whatever it is that they're offering right now. But I just like to see people in the space constantly trying to grow the community through all the different avenues, right? Like if people spend all their time on cell phones playing games, then we should have access to them too. And we should be able to, offer them something as well. So
Yeah, it's technology. A lot of people, you tell them not to use crypto on your phones, but it's happening. It's gonna happen. And if we're gonna get mainstream adoption, we're gonna have to find blockchain in the people's hands, like literally. So I love it. It's those mindless kind of games. That's just to have the logo just all out in people's hands like that is that kind of thing is what we need in this space. They got great graphics. We saw some stuff they're working on with some decentralized betting. Fantasy, is that what they were doing? So yeah, they got great graphics, some NFT stuff projects coming out. Yeah, I rocked with the board. It was ENJ Gold. That's what I was thinking you were trying to say, but it's the PG.
Yeah, I was thinking of the name of their gaming site of their Telegram. Oh, their Telegram is Post Games Arcade. So if you're interested in checking them out, you should go to Post Games Arcade. I want to say they're on the Post Hot List as well. Post Hot List is a cool place to find anything going on in the community. Them, and what's the other one that I really, really, really like that keeps you up to date with all the different streamers and all the different
Luna Crush?
No. I'm gonna have to find it and talk about it tomorrow on stream. But yeah, it's not just Post Hot List. There's another one. I'm gonna figure it out though, and I'll bring it back tomorrow. It's not coming to mind right now. But tons of stuff being built in the community that helps you to be able to navigate the space even better. What are you looking up?
Well, I was thinking it was Lunar Crush.
No, Lunar Crush is just the analytics site.
Oh,
You know, it shows you what streamers have the most followers, most engagement, you know, all that kind
that's
of
what.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
there's something that's built by a community member. And basically, like, if you are a streamer that has either Hex or post content, I think it's mainly post because, you know, post is a lot more broad with it being the whole blockchain. All these videos come up, right? So it kind of like streamline YouTube in that it's just, you know, that crypto based content.
Yeah. That.
Yeah.
Yeah. That.
All right. Well, if you guys want to find us, you know our names: Black Hexicans, Black HEXcrypto on Twitter.
The book.
Please
The book.
the ksb.tv website to see all the different events and stuff like that we have going on. We got the Hex Cruise coming up in April. I hear that, you know, there may be some giveaways coming up in the future. Not gonna say too much more about that, but just, you know, keep your ears open if you're thinking you might want to come and cruise with your folks. These around. So that's pretty much all I got for you today. Any final
Yeah.
words?
You don't need the vaccine if you want to go on cruise. You know, it's like they're like good on that. So don't let that stop you from coming out.
Yep,
But
no vaccinations, no testing. It's back to pre-COVID
Reggie.
days. back to Reggie.
Yeah,
All
yeah. Check us
right.
out, man. Go copy you a copy, man, or two of the ABC
Oh yeah.
crypto.
Yes. ABC Crypto. We'd appreciate your support. It's on Amazon. Just type it in. All right, guys. Until next time. We out.
Peace.